PM Telemedi candidate Jano or Ghana has say waba for bilateral talks. On your screens, Ghana becomes visa-free country for all African countries effective 25th May as part of Africa Day celebrations. In the AU Day, I ever celebrate in next month, no, and President John Dramani Mahama account say by 25th May, like I said, Ghana has say on your screens, you could see say Baba visa free. I wait me a room without applying for visa. I wait me a room without any visa. And I'm really kind to just say most of Ghanaian citizens know they are not really happy with what is currently going on. And as a President John Dramani Mahama in Samoa or the Atuja, so also there. And simply say, international no can obey 25th May, how the whole thing will unfold. Nipadobo saying how many people they let me attract you almost say you be a visa need to say free no or let me a room and also my boy room Ghana has say some for I mean Ghana ha a lot of people are not really happy with that because borderless Africa no enya dia na amount for jiatum because I was saying one currency I was saying regulations via it is acceptable in Ghana, it is acceptable in Togo and any other African country. I was saying certain regulations no I was saying you may be a dibugu akwemu to say oh yeah you are American say your offense oh yeah it goes against some rules and regulations. There should be rules and regulations that cover Africa and as African crony in our son yetimi are rolling out a borderless Africa. Now omo be Ghana has say Africa now Ghana which is spearheaded by President John Dramani Mahama or the Foreign Affairs Ministry led by Okujeto Ablakwa Honorable omo yaba beja tum say 25th year and as a 25th May year e be atum na omo ba are they going to comply with Ghana yemra yedi juma wo ha because what is currently going on Nigeria for it means so omo ba smart near the court bas na immigration for akwakosi saomo and ni nyina niema ye behwe de agu akwanu ansa because a lot of people are talking about it. Now me come to just President Emerson of Zimbabwe president Ghana ha and now pem kopie Pediase Lodge Pediase Presidential Lodge. Now we go and look out and I say check out the scenes this morning Pediase Lodge near tie and come on di here when President John Dramani Mahama they can who say 25th May AU Day Ghana be able to not to work for free visa na obi atimi awram yenko tie President John Dramani Mahama ne emra sese.
Emerson Mnangagwa arrived at Ghana's Camp David, the Pediase Presidential Lodge at 10:45 a.m. for the bilateral meetings with his Ghanaian counterpart John Mahama. Shortly thereafter, the two leaders and their senior government officials, supported by their respective ministers, held bilateral discussions and had joint cooperation agreement. In their opening remarks, Emerson Mnangagwa strongly criticized some Western countries in a no-holds-barred over economic sanctions.
Zimbabwe deeply appreciates Ghana's consistent solidarity, including its principled support for the removal of the illegal and unjustified economic sanctions imposed on Zimbabwe by some Western countries. This reflects the enduring spirit of African unity and the shared commitment to sovereignty and justice.
He congratulated Ghana for leading the push for the declaration of the transatlantic slave trade as the gravest crime against humanity.
While we have witnessed the signing of several instruments of cooperation, the true value of these agreements lies in their swift and effective implementation. I therefore urge our ministers and officials to ensure the speedy operationalization of all agreed programs and the conclusion of the requisite agreements in additional areas of cooperation.
On his part, John Mahama said Ghana and Zimbabwe should work together to promote responsible mining and value addition.
I'm also pleased to announce that effective 25th May 2026, when we commemorate Africa Day, Ghana will commence a free visa regime for all Africans. Africans traveling to Ghana.
Yes, we Pediase Presidential Lodge and the arrival of President Emerson of Zimbabwe now on your screens. Effective May 25th, Ghana will deploy a free visa regime for all Africans entering the country in a bid to remove barriers and foster a unified African front. President John Mahama announced this during bilateral discussions with Zimbabwean President Emerson Mnangagwa at the Pediase Presidential Lodge. And that is the update to the one. Yes, indeed, there is going to be a free visa entry into Ghana. And President John Dramani Mahama, as part of the celebration of the African Union Day, and on your screens, answer your Foreign Affairs Minister, who said in the video now, or President John Dramani Mahama and Champe, Foreign Affairs Ministry, almost also and someone and handle some of these issues. President John Mahama has today announced that government of Ghana has decided to introduce a free visa regime for all Africans who wish to visit Ghana. All Africans who wish to visit Ghana, it is going to be a free visa regime. And as I say, the new policy takes effect on May 25th, a day which is commemorated as Africa Day. In 25th May, President Mahama made the declaration during the inaugural state visit of President Emerson Mnangagwa of Zimbabwe to Ghana. Ghana seeks to consolidate its credentials as the credible Pan-African, even as it expects a major boost in tourism and intra-African trade by this groundbreaking reform. And yes, with this free visa, African trade, and as a bilateral trade, boosty trade in Africa, boosty tourism in Ghana. A lot of people were relating this to the current levies are about say episode in as much as you are not paying for your visa, you still pay for the airport infrastructure levy. And see, that is how amount for almost supporting this regime no able assembly Ghana 6 to consolidate. Yes, the free visa for Africans would be a component of a new visa, a new e-visa policy that Mahama administration is launching next month. Until next month, there's going to be an e-visa policy. Until I don't know, I guess all the visa before you get to the airport, electronically you have been approved to enter Ghana. And that is the e-visa that is going to be launched next month by President John Dramani Mahama and the Foreign Affairs Ministry. President Mahama also assured that the Ministry of Foreign Affairs will continue with its intentional and determined efforts at securing more visa waiver agreements for Ghanaian passport holders. And Ghanaian passports, a lot of visa waivers, and Ghana have agreed with a lot of countries. Ghana can enter without paying for visa or seeking for visa before you enter those countries. From the Foreign Affairs Ministry, countries don't want to Ghana have Ghana visa, enter those countries without paying anything for visa, and I said without requesting for a visa to enter those countries. Also, since last year, 23 visa waiver agreements have been negotiated for Ghanaians for God and country and continent. For God, country, and continent. And you could see that President John Dramani Mahama and the Foreign Affairs Ministry, Ghana first, then they look out for the entire continent, which is Africa. Per what Foreign Affairs Minister, they on Twitter and X handle, so a free last year, ABC is saying, countries Mako 23 and a Ghanaian passport holders, without securing a visa. And no, making sure say, people are looking out for some countries amount for dodo na pressure omoko ho you know countries are mesia ka say edidi mu kakra wo honom eno na a lot of people are looking out for say ombetimi enya free visa waivers wo honom na omo etimi akopiem those countries no enti for God country and then continent eno ene some foreign affairs minister Samuel Okudje to black passes see adwuma omo bonje omo make sure say omo ebeye adwuma de ama Ghana and the continent in general so dem can two dwa no airport infrastructure levy aba enti ekwan ebefa so a enipa dodo na betimi ewuram na bi mu so so apie no some of them omu say some of these policies and I said this new particular regime President John Dramani Mahama opese olanche no ebetimi aboa na yetimi accumulate a lot of revenue from this particular levy ayede abano because when him say Ghana for nkwa na betua other people coming in from other foreign countries nso be wemu pe omo ebetua wo Ghana hanso as a foreigner na wo pie akọ back to your mother country a wo so ubetua ebi ewo ho nti omo a ana ni padodo ani kakra na omo jitu Mr. President John Dramani Mahama should go ahead and open a free visa regime into Ghana ha any outside say upie I mean over Ghana ha no omo hu ne say ebeboa ama airport infrastructure levy no no etimi akoso nti on your screens was President John Dramani Mahama ni Zimbabwe president na ye koko head he say he's still in Ghana and komodo na na ekoso what is papa ne kasa o tire mu say enyema President John Dramani Mahama edema abibiman nyina no yade a omo so as Zimbabwe for no omo eni so wo ho na de omo bia no omo support President John Dramani Mahama ye betwa so na ye de ensam de abremo